Most people think solar energy starts on a rooftop. A contractor comes to your house, panels are installed, equipment is mounted, permits are filed, and eventually your home starts producing some of its own electricity. But there's another version of solar that works very differently. No rooftop panels, no equipment on your property, no major installation project at your home. And in many cases, it can still lower a customer's electric bill. That model is called community solar. Community solar was built around a simple problem. Millions of people cannot realistically install solar panels where they live. Renters usually can't modify the property. Apartment residents don't control the roof. Condo owners may have association restrictions. Some homeowners have too much shade, older roofs, poor roof angles, or simply don't want the cost and responsibility of owning a solar system. Community solar creates another path. Instead of putting panels on your own roof, customers subscribe to a portion of a larger shared solar project. That project is usually a solar farm built somewhere else on the electric grid. Most recently, on the roofs of commercial warehouses. The solar farm generates electricity. That electricity flows into the grid. And participating customers receive credits on their electric bill based on their share of the project's production. So the customer is not physically receiving a private wire from the solar farm to their home. They are receiving the financial value of their share of the solar energy produced. That distinction is important. The grid is a shared system. Electricity comes from many sources: power plants, solar farms, wind projects, and other generation facilities. Once electricity enters the grid, it flows through transmission lines, substations, distribution circuits, transformers, and eventually to homes and businesses. Community solar works within that existing system. Your lights still turn on the same way. Your meter still runs, your utility still delivers power through the same poles, wires, underground cables, and substations. The difference appears on the bill. That is where community solar becomes a billing program as much as an energy program. A customer subscribes to a share of a solar project. The project produces electricity. The utility or program administrator calculates the customer's bill credit, and that credit reduces the customer's electric charges. But community solar is usually not free electricity. In many programs, the customer receives a bill credit and then pays the community solar provider for that credit at a discounted rate. For example, imagine a customer receives a $50 solar credit on their electric bill. They may then pay the community solar provider $45 for that credit. The customer's net savings would be $5. The exact numbers vary depending on the state, utility, provider, subscription terms, solar production, and credit rate. But the basic idea is simple. The bill credit is worth more than the subscription cost. That difference is where the savings come from. This is why customers need to understand the offer before enrolling. They should understand how credits are calculated. They should understand whether billing happens on the utility bill, a separate provider bill, or both. They should understand whether the savings are guaranteed or estimated. They should understand if there are cancellation fees. They should understand what happens if they move. And they should understand whether the subscription size is based on their actual electric usage. A good community solar offer should make those terms clear, because while the concept sounds simple, the billing structure matters. Now, why do companies participate in community solar? The answer is that it creates a scalable business model around shared renewable energy. A solar developer can build one large project instead of selling rooftop systems one house at a time. That project can serve hundreds or even thousands of customers. A landowner may lease land for the solar farm. A developer may design, permit, finance, construct, and operate the project. Investors may provide capital because the project can generate long-term revenue. A subscription company may manage customer enrollment, customer service, and billing. and the utility may be responsible for interconnection, metering, and applying bill credits depending on how the program is structured. For companies, community solar can create predictable monthly revenue. The solar project produces energy month after month. In turn, subscribers receive credits, and the subscription provider collects payments. That recurring structure is one of the reasons companies are interested in this model. It combines infrastructure, energy production, customer subscriptions, and long-term cash flow. For customers, the appeal is different. They do not have to buy the panels, maintain equipment, own a suitable roof, or install anything at home. They simply subscribe to a share of the project and receive bill credits if the program is available to them. That opens solar participation to people who were mostly excluded from traditional rooftop solar. Renters can participate without owning the building. Apartment residents can participate without controlling the roof. Condo owners may be able to participate without dealing with association restrictions. Homeowners with shaded or aging roofs may still receive solar credits, and customers who do not want a long-term equipment commitment may have a simpler option. That is why community solar is often described as an access mechanism. It expands who can benefit from solar energy. It does not replace rooftop solar. It does not replace the utility. And it does not mean a customer's home is powered only by solar energy. But it does allow more customers to participate in the economics of solar generation. There are a few misconceptions worth clearing up. The first misconception is that community solar directly powers your home with electricity from one specific solar farm. In reality, your home remains connected to the grid. The solar farm adds electricity to the grid, and you receive credits for your share of the production. The second misconception is that community solar is always free. Usually, it is a subscription program. The savings come from the difference between the credit value and what you pay the provider. The third misconception is that only homeowners can participate. In many programs, renters, apartment residents, condo owners, and homeowners can all participate depending on eligibility rules. The fourth misconception is that every community solar offer is the same. They are not. Subscription terms, savings rates, cancellation rules, billing structures, and customer protections can vary. And the fifth misconception is that community solar replaces the utility. It does not. The utility still delivers electricity. The utility still maintains the poles, wires, substations, meters, and distribution system. Community solar changes how part of the bill is credited. It does not change the customer's physical connection to the grid. Behind the scenes, there is also more complexity than most customers ever see. The project has to be studied. It has to connect safely to the grid. The solar production has to be metered. Customer subscriptions have to be tracked. Credits have to be allocated correctly. Billing systems have to apply those credits to the right accounts, and the entire program has to operate under state rules and utility requirements. So while the customer may only see a credit on their bill, that credit depends on engineering, metering, billing, regulation, and project finance all working together. That is what makes community solar interesting. It is not just a solar farm. It is not just a customer discount. It is a connection between renewable energy development, utility infrastructure, customer billing, and broader access to clean energy programs. Community solar is growing because it solves a real market problem. Traditional rooftop solar can work well for customers who own the right home, with the right roof, in the right location, with the right financial situation, but many customers do not fit that profile. Community solar gives those customers another way to participate.